Hey guys, this is session 4 of the tDCS montage. The time is 10:56 p.m. On the 22nd day, second month. Just gonna go ahead and initialize right now. Bang. There we go. 0.6 milliamps. Crank it up to 1.75. Some more water. Right? The more you squish it in, the less resistance the skin gives. Yeah. There we go. We now have DJ level precision. Which means to adjust it often. Okay. So as in the last sessions, no, pretty much same deal. Nothing's changed. Again, just really recording these for documentation, what we're really doing. I mean, there's a lot of variables in play here. I was thinking about today, like things that if I'm doing something throughout the day, it's gonna have an effect on the whole session. I kind of just got some stinging, just on the left side here, like right in here. The other day, not yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was the day before. So the day before, so second session, the before my session, my second session, I had experienced like a headache, right? And then that was on the left side. I'm actually kind of getting a bit of that right now. My head doesn't feel great. Not something that I would totally stop for, but it definitely wasn't hurting before. Probably like it could be a plethora of things. I could have not drank enough water today. It's dry here. My room could be humid. I just ate a bunch of salty food. I mean, it could just be this. I mean, it just started, but it could also have jump-started something that's going to be an external thing. I don't think it's a problem. Nobody, like, the rate of problems is so little that I don't think it's like, oh, I should cry and quit now, right? No, it's not what you do. This is an experiment, right? Not a lot of people are doing this. This is a sort of a newer deal, right? Oh, jeez. Is there water? Thanks, babe.
Oh, sorry.
Good.
Can you grab yourself?
Also, don't forget to take your T3. That feels better. Yeah, small discomfort in the head. That's a regular thing, right? People sometimes have claimed stinging. They've claimed small headaches. Um, you know, it depends on a bunch of factors, and again, that's just something I was thinking about before too, right? I was thinking, like, what is it that I ate that day? Did I smoke that day? Did I do anything, extra that day? Like, what if I was a drug addict? I'm not, but that changes your brain chemistry, right? And it's there's so many variables. So again, I'm not really sure how this is gonna help. I'm just talking. It's something you do. Sometimes one day I'm gonna go to school for something that's related to this, so that I get like a professional education, so my opinions matter, and I'll probably be able to speak in a more educated fashion. But now is now. Only get right now, right? I mean, my granddad was saying I should go ahead and record my great grandmother. Hey, because she has memories back from like the 50s and shit, right? Like that's golden. That's like that doesn't happen anymore, right? Like there are very few people that actually remember that, right? So to go and get like a little recording of her saying some things, and this is what happened. It's like wow, that's fantastic. I'm really should do that. You know, if anybody happens to be watching this, just comment, be like, yo, Pierce, go and do that, right? Jeez, I really should do that. I'm really gonna want to do that. Um, Slightly less of a stable current today. Current. See if that helps. 1.75. Not the worst. Not the worst thing in the world here. Okay, good. Luckily I'm logged into my Gmail because you keyloggers out there can probably get my passwords from like the fucking keystrokes and shit out here. I'm actually gonna have to check the other videos to make sure nobody's gonna keylog me out of here. Nobody get any fucking ideas. Chinese character detail page. Sure. So this is actually just came in. I just saw this. One problem for that thing. It means four. I don't know what it is. It's like the pinyin should be shi 1, not ying 3. Find out more details about it here. Okay, so somebody commented on my homework, because you get to post your homework. It's wow, that's wonderful. Chinese dictionary, written Chinese dictionary. It's WCC. Written Chinese C. Anyway, I do actually remember this character a lot better now after practicing it yesterday. I'd seen it before, so it was really just like I think I mentioned that too. It was really just like, hey, this is what's going on. Yeah. I really think I'm going to continue doing this. I think I'm going to be making daily videos on my progress learning languages, because it probably would help to inspire, right? So right now I'm working on Chinese just for, you know, it really, actually the reason I'm learning Chinese is to expand my knowledge, because that's one of the older languages out there, right? Like it's like Latvian was like the second first written language next to Sanskrit, right? That's the oldest written language. And then Chinese is like really far back there. I don't know what its place is. Probably third. I don't know. But like, what? Right? So that's a serious deal. And I remember I was reading in one of the apps I just bought. I like to buy the apps. I like to make an investment into, you know, people teaching, because if I was teaching, I'd like people to buy my app. Right? I like to teach people how to do things. When I find out how to do them, I really like to inform, and if anybody has any questions for me, you know, what are you doing? How do you do this? Why do you do that? You know, I like to do things like that. What am I pulling at? Probably shouldn't pull at that. I thought that was a falsely placed thing there. Sorry, just checking my unit. Anyway, yeah, you know, I like to buy things. I like to buy my music. I like to buy the app, and I like to support the people that are out there making this shit happen. I mean, I know it's all a weird little game with the whole money situation. I won't get too far into that. Hi. Oh geez. So this has been going on for 9 minutes 16 seconds. So I guess some of you have noticed I forgot to set a timer. I'm gonna set it for another 10 minutes after that hits the point there. Right? Yeah, another 10 minutes. And I'll just let it sort of healthily roll off, right? So another 30 seconds, and I'll hit the timer for 10 minutes. So yeah, it's great that I get to have feedback. The WCC Chinese Dictionary, it's an iOS app, probably on the Google Play Store. I'm not sure about that. I should find out about that. And then it's, you know, it's a great online learning tool. So 3, 2, 1, stroke. Okay. 10 minutes. Yeah. So yeah, I guess I was going into how it is that why it is that I'm doing these videos, or no, why it is that I'm learning Chinese. It's because my initial interest was in learning Japanese. It's one of the 3 languages that I want to learn. Um, we'll get into that later. But yeah, Japanese is one of the 3 languages that I initially wanted to learn, and it doesn't include Spanish. I wanted to learn early on because my father sort of brought me a book one time. He's like, Pierce, we're gonna learn Spanish, and he got us this Spanish dictionary. Oh, I know why it's feeling weird because it's all wet. It's all wet across here, so that technically there might be current going through here. I'm not actually sure. Oh, thank you, baby. Spicy blood. Tara's been learning languages with me as well since she's been with me. She's been studying Japanese and a little bit of Russian. And yeah, Japanese was the first thing I wanted to learn, and now I've really just expressed an interest in all Eastern culture, right? Like, I like the Korean language. The writing system's kind of cool. I've looked at it. I kind of understand how it works, like which parts you're supposed to read as syllabaries. But I'll get into that later. Really, it's broken. It's gotten down into learn Chinese, so that I can learn sort of where a lot of the writing systems had come from, and actually understanding how the Korean system writes helped me sort of have the epiphany of looking at how radicals are placed in the Chinese, like, characters, yeah, in the character set, because, they're placed, like, next to each other and then sort of stacked, top to bottom sometimes. Yeah. YouTube's trying to get me to spread around the word about these videos. I'm not really trying to draw too much attention to it. I don't know. Why would I? Yeah, it's fun, and so we're gonna go through and we're gonna see how I study, and we're gonna do other montages while I'm studying, and people can recommend montages, and I'm gonna be, maybe we'll have some guest lectures from my grandfather because he's really cool, and I will pay him for his time because he really deserves that. He's an insanely intelligent guy, and he doesn't fuck around, right? So he's he's one of the leading neuroscientists in the world. He's based out of Australia right now. He's got some other companies going on. He's got some company going on. He's I've forgotten the name of it. I was looking at his website, or website up there. I'll add links to him and his website just so that you guys can anybody who's interested can see, can find. I mean, this isn't a secretive business. This is open source technology. You guys can go ahead and build one of these, and make sure that you're doing it right. Like, I mean, if you've looked into this at all, if you know what you're doing, then you know that you can build one of these for $30-40. I spent 10 on my multimeter, got the wires, and now I have obviously extra wires. You don't just get exactly as much wire as you need. I have shitloads of wire. Everybody has shitloads of wire. If you're building things, you have wire, right? There's an LED, a capacitor. I ended up this great store up on Queen Street, and it's closed now. It was there since the 60s. It was called Active Surplus. Anybody who's from Toronto, Active Surplus, you would have known that if you were in the engineering field, or if you're sort of components. If you need a component for anything, if you need it, and there is still one up north. If you think that all is lost and you were sad, because I was noob, right? Like I'd only been going there for about. Well, I mean, I knew it was there too. I'd been there when I was a little bit younger, but consistently for the last year. I went for the last year, and then I only got in really maybe 6-7 months of visiting that place, and I met a really great dude in there, and I hope to keep in touch with him. And he's like, this kid is brilliant. Like, this kid's building like EEGs and shit, and sorry, excuse my language. He's building EEGs and all sorts of circuits. He's been doing electricity since he was very little, and so have I. But you know, interests taper into other realms, and you know, focus is great. But this kid focused. This guy focused, and I think he's 22 or 23 now. I'm 21, a little bit older than me, and he's doing some stuff right now. I dearly hope he's working on wearables right now, because he had expressed some interest in that, and he built like night vision goggles for himself, and he had built like wearable computers before that shit was even a thing, right? Like, he'd been doing microchips, and he would do it the way he would do it. He would hook up like a video camera's lens into like the feed, and he'd literally have his mouse like on his waist, like he'd kind of go on his waist there, and it would hook up and it would be there, and then he would just have like his computer, all the components in like his side bag, and that was how he did it, and he would be able to surf the internet and do all this stuff from wherever he was, and that's how brilliant this kid was. Like, he was doing that before you were walking around with your freaking smartphones and shit, or while, you know, maybe when BlackBerry was a thing, right? That's when he was doing that. Or maybe, like, you know, when flip phones were a thing, that's when he would have been doing that. Like, that's fucking cool, right? I don't know. Yeah, very, very fun stuff. We're almost done here. So yeah, I mean, I guess it's fairly obvious what's going on here. Right, so... a bit of a crank. You know, if anybody has any speculations on the process that you can see me doing, right, like my workflow or how I'm doing this, or if you think that something's wrong, I mean, if you think something's wrong, we're going to have some serious conversation as to why, because, you know, I've got one of the leading neuroscientists behind my back telling me that I'm doing it right, so, you know, we should have that discussion if you think that something's wrong, right? I don't think anything's too wrong. I think this is great. The only thing that I've been wondering is whether this is, like, could be classified as random noise. I don't know too much about random noise stimulation, but if this is technically that because it's fluctuating, right? It's not. If it were anything else, it might be that, but I don't know. Rolling up on 20 minutes here.
Is there anything you need?
Хорошо. Wires.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, this unit's very cheap to build. I do recommend. I recommend building one just for like the. I don't know if you guys saw my calligraphy last week, but it says it. I mean, it's the start. It's journey, right? And the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and that's profound in a way, right? It's like you have to begin. You have to start to do something, or else it is not begun. It remains a thought. Not even like a dream, just a thought, just like an idea. I guess not an idea. I don't know. I think I just said that it's not. Anyway, contradicting myself. I do that. I mean, I'm talking out loud here. I don't usually just randomly talk out loud about things. tDCS placements. tDCSplacements.com. That's where I did eventually get this. Oh hey, Zach's here. Forgot. I was gonna call this guy. He was gonna be on the go. You guys are gonna miss the better part of him. That's Zach, my best friend. He lives out in Calgary. He's doing the
wireless customer you are calling is unable to receive your call.
Хорошо. So that's the timer. Mm. Okay, that's good enough. That's for sure 20 minutes. So, that's supposed to simulate neuroplasticity, right? That's the name of the game here. So I'm gonna remember to turn this off here, just because I saw it, right? So there's no longer anything on. All my lights are off. Everything's off here. And so I've upregulated my prefrontal cortex, right? So that's supposed to be hyperactive. I'm supposed to be slightly more focused now. So and it's interesting because I do really feel very ready to do something. I've noticed a couple times after the videos, I've gone ahead and done something a little bit different, and it's sometimes slightly related, but it's often very focused work. Like I'll be reading something, I'll be doing something, very that requires a bit more of attention, a bit more time span, right? So that's something I've noticed there. I don't remember what it was. I just remember yesterday after the session, I didn't go straight to the work. I did the work, but I didn't go straight to it. I buzzed around and did something quickly that it was like, and I realized in my head as I'm doing, I'm like, this is something that I'm obviously like very focused on doing, and it just took that time, and I did that. So if you were following the videos, and I'm sure you are, it's just that was an observation of potential effect of this montage rather than advanced learning as the DARPA sort of claimed that it was going to be. It's more of like you're going to have a focus effect, right? I'm going to be slightly more focused there. Yeah, focus, and calmness and sureness of decision. Right, that's fine. So that wasn't a very sure thing. I mean, I think about that a lot, finishing my sentence and finishing what it is that I'm gonna say properly, making sure to be very clear. That's just something, that's, okay, good. So I think that's it for today. I think everybody's good. See you tomorrow.